By 1995, video game lovers were anything but joyous on the way their favorite franchises were being treated by Hollywood. So far, every film to hit the screen stuck to little source material and gave the audience much to be desired. But all hope was not lost. A new promising film was on the horizon, and fans were excited. Street Fighter proved there was money to be made in film adaptations of video game intellectual properties. And though Street Fighter made an impact at the box office, it didn't sit too well with fans of the game series. Lawrence Kasanoff, rights holder to the Mortal Kombat franchise, learned from Street Fighter's mistakes when producing the film adaptation of Mortal Kombat, and enlisted freshman director Paul Anderson in its execution. Mortal Kombat didn't have an all-star cast like its predecessors, boasting only one well-known celebrity in Christopher Lambert, best known for the Highlander series. The rest of the cast was made up of fresh faces, unknowns, and martial artists. The film stuck to the tournament fighting storyline of the game while embellishing on character backstory to fill in the blanks.
Let's dance.
The movie was based off of the first Mortal Kombat game, predominantly featuring the original 10 characters, and also including some small parts from characters from the second game. The script focused on three major fighters: Johnny Cage, a martial arts expert and Hollywood playboy; Liu Kang, a former Shaolin monk bent on avenging his brother's death; and Sonya Blade, an agent of an ambiguous military force focused on pursuing a criminal that killed her ex-partner. The three fight their way through the tournament with the help from Raiden, the god of thunder, and ultimately win while each achieving some kind of intangible reward.
Flawless victory.
The movie was very well received by the audience and critics alike. The special effects and cinematography of Mortal Kombat was strongly regarded by reviewers as ahead of their time, and the film's soundtrack, featuring the iconic Praga Khan masterpiece Techno Syndrome, an original work by George Clinton, won several awards and received platinum status within 10 days. This new type of martial arts film influenced a new genre that would later spawn films like The Matrix and Equilibrium.
Weak, pathetic fools, I've come for your souls.
I don't think so.
Mortal Kombat's production costs were a fraction of those used to make previous video game film adaptations, and yielded a box office gross of over $122 million after factoring in home video sales and syndication rights. Lawrence Kasanoff tried to duplicate Mortal Kombat's success with a sequel. 2 years after the first film, Mortal Kombat Annihilation was released in the US. Directed by John Leonetti, known for his cinematography work on films like Spy Hard and The Mask, and co-written by John Tobias, one of the original creators of Mortal Kombat. The actors who played the parts of Raiden, Johnny Cage, and Sonya all declined to reprise their roles.
As long as the portal remains open, your world becomes my world!
The story this time was based mostly around characters from the second and third Mortal Kombat games, with less emphasis on tournament fighting. The movie strayed from its martial arts roots and was more akin to an adventure film with little to no likeness of the style of direction that Paul Anderson brought to the first movie. Though the film had a budget $10 million larger than its predecessor, it failed to duplicate the financial success of the first Mortal Kombat. Critical response was extremely negative and widely regarded as a black eye to the franchise.
Mother! You're alive! Too bad you will die.
Another sequel was already in production, due to be titled Mortal Kombat Devastation, but was shelved due to the financial failure of Annihilation. Lawrence Kasanoff kept the film rights to Mortal Kombat tied up for over a decade, but a lawsuit with Midway in 2009 finally ended Kasanoff's intellectual property filibuster and opened the doors for another film adaptation of the Mortal Kombat universe. Many jumped at the chance to make another Mortal Kombat film, including Paul Anderson, but director Kevin Tancharoen won over fans and producers alike by leaking his application to Warner Brothers in the form of a 7-minute hard R short titled Mortal Kombat Rebirth. Tancharoen won the rights to produce a web series and used the opportunity to tell the backstory of the Mortal Kombat characters leading up to the tournament in hopes to generate enough buzz for a feature-length remake of the original film. In 1999, 2 years after Annihilation was in theaters, Wing Commander made its big screen debut, starring Hollywood's current young superstars Freddie Prinze Jr. and Matthew Lillard. Producers learned nothing from previous video game films and went right back to giving game IP the now infamous Hollywood treatment. The movie stuck to little source material and cast characters that bore no resemblance to ones from the game, even though most of the Wing Commander games themselves were largely live action, starring actors like Mark Hamill, Malcolm McDowell, and John Rhys Davies. These roles, however, were either not included or extremely altered. The film's total earnings were just above $11 million, about a third of the total production cost, and critical response was unanimously negative, earning a spot in one of Time magazine's worst 10 lists.
Holy shit!
Another 2 years went by before the release of the next video game-based movie in Lara Croft Tomb Raider, based off the Tomb Raider game franchise. The $155 million film starred Hollywood heavy hitters Angelina Jolie, Jon Voight, and Daniel Craig. Early drafts of the script were penned by Brent Friedman, co-writer of Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and Steven D'Souza, director of Street Fighter. The film was financed through Telemunchen Group, a German tax shelter who used multiple government loopholes to turn a large profit off the film before it even went into production. As such, the movie itself was more of a technicality, and used as a vessel to help expand Angelina Jolie's career. Lara Croft Tomb Raider was loosely based on the game series, and many fans of the franchise claimed the film to be Tomb Raider in name only. Critical response was mainly negative, getting very low scores on all movie reviewing sites and aggregates. Angelina Jolie was even nominated for a Worst Actress Raspberry Award for her role in the film. However, against all odds, the film that was doomed to fail ended up a financial success, grossing over $274 million, though the profits are difficult to determine given the questionable methods of its original financing. Telemunchen Group saw fit to run the gambit again with a second Tomb Raider movie, and in 2003, audiences were presented with Lara Croft Tomb Raider: Cradle of Life, another 2-hour action-adventure film that did not stray from its predecessor. The same formula was used with another cast of Hollywood A-listers, led again by Angelina Jolie. The movie got slightly better reviews by critics, but failed to reach its sales goals, leaving Paramount to rely on foreign sales to make a profit. Paramount blamed the failure of the movie on poor performance on the latest installment of the video game series, but despite all that, Telemunchen Group's financial techniques earned them a sizable amount of profit, and shortly after the Cradle of Life's debut, they proposed a third film, though Angelina Jolie declined to reprise her role as Lara Croft.
Don't you think you've seen enough?
Join us again next time as we recall yet more of the history of video games on film on the next episode of Tales of Video Game Fails.